All right, here with the two outstanding linebackers from the Greenbrier West Cavaliers, C.W. Sturgell, number 1, and Brandon Poticher, number 2. You guys had a great year last year, and the linebackers were a big part of it. First of all, C.W., is it going to be hard to replace a guy like Holiday, who was so active and an all-state linebacker? I'm sure you guys are aspiring to those heights yourself, but how hard will it be to replace him?
That's going to be really hard. Ethan Holiday was an outstanding player and a teammate. I think that, we have some people that's going to fill them shoes, but it won't be Holiday.
Brandon, same thing. I mean, how tough is this guy? He was everywhere. Even when you needed him offensively, he got like at James Monroe, he scored 3 touchdowns. Replacing him on that defense, though, how tough is that?
We have guys that can replace his talent on defense, but we really don't have anybody that can replace his energy that he brought, because he was just like a heart of the defense.
Ethan Holiday.
Always yelling, always calling out plays. It's just going to be hard to find someone with that attitude.
You guys are going to be the two main backers, I think, on this team this year. First of all, CW, what is your strength you think you bring to this linebacker unit?
I like to come downhill a lot, and I'm more of an inside guy, meet you in the hole kind of guy.
Brandon, what about you?
I definitely feel like I have more strength in reading, and I can get across the field better. I can just go where the play's going most of the time, which is better to put myself in a position to make a play.
Randy, you've been in the program for 4 years here. Who are some of the guys that you watched and maybe emulated or said, I'd like to be that guy when I'm a senior?
Well, my freshman sophomore year, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like most of them a lot, so I didn't want to be like them. So I just kind of, whenever my sophomore year when Holiday came, I started to like him, and my junior year especially, because that was my first year starting and playing. As I progressed through the year, I watched him, and I just tried to read like him. I tried to drop into coverage like him.
Were they just not your kind of guys, or some people just don't like the athletic? Sometimes they have the attitudes and stuff. Was it like that?
They were very talented. They weren't a family. They didn't love each other, and that's what you got to do in the sport.
And you guys, I imagine, if you see what you've done the last couple of years, you guys must be really tight. Is that CW? I know you came your junior year here. For you, you look at these backers, these guys that you get to play with down here. And I think you played at East, right, before?
Yes, sir.
What was it like to come in here and get integrated into a thing where you've got Ethan Holiday who's with you there,
Yeah.
So, and have a guy like Brandon there?
It was a lot different. The cultures, I feel like it's a lot different over here. The coaching is a lot different. It's just, I like it way better over here. Ethan Holiday, he kept telling me, he was like, come on. And then he finally got me over here, and I love it.
You guys both could run the ball, I understand, if something happens in the backfield. Do you both consider yourself defensive guys? Brandon, are you a defensive guy first?
I'm more experienced on defense, and I definitely think it's more fun, but I'm not going to say offense isn't fun and I don't like to do it.
What about you, CW? You ready to run the ball a little bit if you need to?
Yes, sir. I like offense, but my main thing is defense.
Can this defense, I'll start with UCW, can this defense be as good as it was last year?
Yeah, I think it can. I think that we've replaced, who we needed to replace, and I think that we're slowly getting there.
You've been here, you were a member of two, really, I think the last two defenses at 14 total shutouts, Brandon. For you, same question.
We did a really good job of it last year. So my sophomore year, we were more of a one-trick team. We really did. We relied on Ty a lot. And whenever he left, it made us better because we had to work as a team instead of, hey, this is our guy. So my junior year, we played to our strengths, and that's what we need to do again this year, because we know what we lost. Like our secondary this year, I believe can be better than last year. We just need to play into that more.
Is there one game for you that you played and I wouldn't think that the state championship would be in this because you guys lost that game, but is there one game defensively that stands out for you, Brandon, over the last 2 years since you've been here and been a part of this defense where you said that was about as good as we can play?
That first James Monroe game, that was actually the first and second. The attitudes we had
Last year?
the energy, yes, that we couldn't have played any better. And I know personally I had a good game, and it was just a great environment to be in. It was so much fun, and if I could go back and play those games again 100 times, I would.
I see you shaking your head. Yeah, I would imagine for you last year, the same two games, defensively couldn't get any better than that.
Yes, sir. That was definitely my favorite.
What was going right with you guys? Was it a little bit of a revenge thing because they had beaten you? It's ironic how it worked out. They won 2, went to the state title game. Last year, you guys won 2 and went to the state title game. I mean, those games have always, the rivalry, I hate that it kind of be, it's not going to be the same because you're in different classes is what I'm trying to say. I hate to say that, see that happen because it's developing into a rivalry. Defensively, what are the numbers that you guys look at? You can tell what you've done, and it may be tackles, and it may be something else. What are the numbers that you guys look at as defenders that tell you had a good game, Brandon?
Most of the time, especially as an inside linebacker, because you're not going to have as many opportunities to make a tackle for loss, because if they're running at you, they're running right at you, they're ISOing you, so they're going to get one probably. Most of the time, I just look at tackles, and if you have forced fumbles, then you had a great game. But no, if you have 10-plus tackles, I would consider that a great game.
Is same thing for you first, C-Dub?
Well, I would say for me, it's just winning. I'm not really a me guy. I'm just more about getting the win and moving on to the next game.
What is the mentality defensively down there? And I know Coach Robertson does a great job with it. What if you had to say what the mentality was on this defense? What is it?
Downhill smash mouth football.
Brandon, same thing.
You said it. I mean, that was about as good as it gets.
What are the expectations you guys have for this defense? Like I said, 14 shutouts the last 2 years. I think 6 shutouts last year, including one in the playoffs. What are the expectations, Brandon, for this defense?
I expect improvement, especially after our scrimmage, because it was rocky, and every scrimmage is going to be rocky. But I expect us every week we're going to get 10 times better, to the point where I believe we can be just as good and shut down just as many people as we did last year.
C-W?
I have to agree with Brandon. He said it right. I mean, that's perfect. I agree with exactly what he said.
Can you give me another Kelly Vaughn?
Oh, right here, Brandon Poticher. He's just been laying around a lot. Shoulder injury. He don't even work out anymore. I mean, it's like I said earlier, man. Like, these kids just ain't as rough. Ain't as rough as we used to be.
Guys, I appreciate your time and good luck this season.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.